a knee surgery, do you think that doctor's diving into, I'm going to slice you open here, and then I'm going to move your patella out of the way, and then I'm going to clip your ACL here, and then we're going to remove this piece here?
No, because he doesn't want you to vomit on the table.
Right. He's going to say, we got to do a surgery. I got to fix this. And when it's all said and done and you're post-op and you're out of your recovery and your therapy, you're going to feel amazing.
Yeah.
Increase pleasure, decrease pain.
Yeah.
Right? They don't get off into the weeds, into the technical mumbo jumbo of shit.
Yeah.
In other words, stop trying to educate your customer.
And
your customer doesn't care. If they want it educated, they go to Google or YouTube and educate themselves.
And let's be honest, the best tradesmen get off on that stuff. That's part of the reason they like the job, right?
Yeah.
Is the geeky technical stuff and all of the different information that you're proud that you've accumulated all of that and you want to spout it back. Guys, the customers don't care.
The customer's not your audience for that.
Yeah, that's Wednesday morning breakfast talk.
Or if you're really proud of your level of knowledge, all that, go start a YouTube channel and share to other plumbers your level of knowledge and all that.
Yeah. That's
your audience for that stuff, not your customer.
Yeah.
Right?
Get on a Facebook group for your trade, and then when all the idiots spout off, go on there and put them in their place.
Yeah.
Mitch has made me start getting on the HVAC groups, and originally it was driving me insane.
Yeah.
Like how much stupid stuff's on there. But now that I've kind of filtered it out and like figured out how to go in there, I do love putting those dipshits in their place. Like, because most of the guys on there have about 5 to 8 years of experience. And so they think that they've been doing it a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're good.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But it's like they'll just bring up all this stuff and they're like, that's how you got to do it. And I'm like,
yeah.
And then I'll just type in there, everything. And I do the Rogan thing. I'll post and ghost.
Yeah.
Like I'll call them out and then I'll be gone. Yeah. And then you'll see on there, like someone will tag me in and it'll back me up or crush me or whatever and all this. And it'll go on for like, and I don't even fucking respond.
Nope.
I'm like, yeah, I'm out.
Post and ghost.
I like it.
So like as you're making sales in your customers' homes, your customer called you because they want to either increase their pleasure or decrease their pain, depending on why they called you, right? If they called you because they have something that's broken, that's a painful thing, you need to fix it, so they need you to decrease their pain, right? If they're calling you for a luxury item, maybe they want to build a new deck, or maybe they want to retile their bathroom or whatever. That's an increased pleasure thing, right?
Yeah. This will make me feel good when it's done.
Yeah. So recognize why they called and then center all your conversation around that. If they've called you about a painful thing they want eliminated, then your whole conversation needs to be around eliminating pain, right? If they've called you about a pleasure item they want to add, then your whole conversation, like let's say they want to retile their kitchen or reface their cabinets in their kitchen or whatever. You're not going to be talking about, oh, I use Sherwin-Williams because their stain's a lot better and it's into absorbing the wood better and it holds its sheen longer. And like, they don't fucking care. What they care about is when all their girlfriends come over and they're drinking wine around their new kitchen.
Look at my new cabinet.
So you need to be talking about like, all your girlfriends are going to love this. Your husband's going to love this because you're happy and a happy wife is a happy life. And your girlfriends are just going to be amazed, and Christmas and Thanksgiving is going to be amazing over here.
Yeah. This new kitchen is going to blow their socks off.
Talk about the results that they get, not how they get there, right? It's your job to pick Sherwin-Williams because it's a better sheen and it absorbs better, and that's your job. Yeah. It's their job to feel good about whatever they're buying.
I love how you say Sherwin-Williams. Where did you...
I don't know. I don't know. Minwax? I don't know. I'm just...
They're all the same.
I'm talking out my ass.
I don't know if they're any fucking different. But get crushed by the painters.
Yeah. So let me give you another prime example. When I bought my boat, I talked to a lot of boat dealers, right?
Where'd you end up buying that?
I bought it.
Was it the place in Raytown?
The place in Raytown.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And so I talked to a lot of boat dealers. I had a friend of mine turn me on to the guy that I ended up buying the boat from. So I texted him. And I said, hey, I might be in the market for a boat. I hear you're the guy. Whenever you got time for a phone call, let me know. He replies back with, like, he didn't try to sell me anything. He replied back with 3 options. I got time this time. I got time this time. I got time this time. What time works best for you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to sell himself. He wasn't trying to say, oh, yeah, I am the boat guy. I'm the best one. You don't stop looking. Just, what are your options, right? So I called him during one of those times. We talked for an hour, and it was he was basically learning.
He was giving.
Where are you going to store it? What kind of size do you need? What kind of family? What are you wanting to do with it? He's learning, right?
Yeah.
So now that he learns about what I want, now he makes recommendations. I sell Malibu boats. I also sell Axis boats. Axis is like, Axis, like Malibu and Axis are the same company, but Axis is kind of like the inferior model line of Malibu. Malibu's kind of the nicer one, right?
Yeah. It's the value line.
The value line, right.
Yeah.
And so, he's like, I don't know which way you're wanting to go, but we sell both of those. They're all made by the same company. It's just, this is the more value-based one. And so then I started like, okay, where is the value coming from? Like, what are they sacrificing on? Yeah. And so he leans into that a little bit and tells me a little bit. And there was one key piece that stuck out with me, and I vocalized it to him. Essentially, so these boats bring on tons of water to weigh them down, make a bigger wave. Axis, they bring on the water and put it in rubber bags. Okay. Malibu, they have hard plastic tanks. Okay. They're HDPE tanks. My thought immediately went to rubber bags. As they fill and deflate, they're going to rub on shit, and they're going to rub a hole in them, and you have to replace them from time to time. Hard tanks, they're fucking there forever.
Yeah, unless you get a hole in it, then it's tough to get out of the boat.
Well, right, but how are you going to get a hole in a hard tank because it's not rubbing on anything? You know what I mean?
You never know, man.
You never know.
I've seen you do some crazy things already, apparently, in that boat. Yeah. I've been on it in the driveway only. Yeah. And you've already somehow wrecked it 3 times.
I didn't wreck it.
We'll talk. You know what? We'll talk about that later.
But so I vocalized to him, I'm kind of leaning towards the hard tanks because I don't like the idea of bags. He didn't try to argue with me. He didn't try to say like, "Oh, the bags are great," right? Like a lot of sales guys do.
Yeah, I would think
they get defensive whenever a customer gives them more information.
Yeah, I would think as good salesman, he would just be like, you know what, you're right. Sometimes they do. That doesn't mean it's not a quality item. Yeah. If you don't want to have to deal with that, we'll move on right now.
He didn't even say that. He was just like, all right, so you're leaning towards Malibu. Cool. Here's what your options are there. Like literally,
he just took it and went there.
Every step of the way was to bring closer to a sale. And then he probably sensed that I was really zeroed in on Malibu. And we're in Kansas City. We don't have a lot of big water around us. And so like servicing dealers are kind of limited. The dude bought me tickets to the boat show and told me, we're going to be there, but don't spend a lot of time with us. Take these tickets, go check out all of the other brands, and you'll see why ours is better.
I like it.
He put his money where his mouth is.
Well, he had free tickets to give away. Let's be honest.
He had free tickets to give away. Yeah,
he had a stack this big, and he was like, okay.
So we go to the boat show. We check out all the other brands. Son of a bitch was right. Right? I liked the Malibu better than everything else. So we ended up finishing the boat show out at his place, at his little booth thing, chatted with him a little bit. And then we ended up buying the boat like 2 or 3 weeks later. And like the whole step of the process, that's obviously an increased pleasure thing. But there are moments of that process where you're looking to decrease possible pain, right? Like the ballast bags. Yeah. That's a painful, if those pop and now I can't go on the water because my ballast bags aren't working or whatever, that's a painful thing. He had some other things too, talking about like serviceability, where you can get other manufacturers serviced. So like if I bought a Mastercraft, I'd have to go to Lake of the Ozarks. If I bought...
There's not a Mastercraft deal. That actually makes sense because Mastercraft like used to be the be all end all of ski boats. Yeah. And now it's like, man, you just don't see as many anymore.
Right. If I bought a Nautique, I'd have to go to Lake of the Ozarks. Right. Literally the only servicing dealer around here for wake boats is Malibu. And so that's what zeroed me in, Malibu and Axis. So,
well, and it's not, that dealer's really not that far from here.
No, gosh, no.
What is it, 20 minutes?
20 minutes, yeah. But there were moments of conversations where he's still reaffirming the decrease of pain, but he's not going off into the weeds on all the technical bullshit, right? And then, like, he even coached me up on, when you go to the boat show, check out their dashboard. Like see how simple the Malibu is to operate versus the Nautique or the Centurion or all these other brands, right? And you're going to learn that our dash is so much simpler to operate. Button, and you're surfing. Button,
rolling.
Like 3 buttons and you're now wakeboarding. 3 buttons and now you're going home. Like, super simple. And so again, that's a pleasure purpose or purchase, but still he was very direct, and everything he did brought me closer to a sale. He didn't go off into the weeds on what kind of push rods and pistons are in the engine and what's the viscosity of the oil that's in the engine.
Yeah.
And all of like
a
lot of tradespeople do.